Once upon a time, in a busy city, there lived a rich man named Ethan Cole. He had a beautiful daughter named Lily, who was very lively and full of energy until one fateful day when she got into a terrible car accident. The accident left Lily paralyzed from the waist down, unable to walk, and it completely changed their lives. Despite having a lot of money, Ethan couldn't find a way to cure his daughter's paralysis. So he took her to many hospitals and treatment centers all over the world, hoping that she would get better. However, none of these treatments worked, and Lily remained wheelchair-bound. One day, Ethan and his wife Clara decided to take a break from all the treatments and just relax in a park. They hoped that maybe a change of scenery would do Lily some good. As they sat on a bench in the park, they noticed a group of street musicians playing some lively tunes. The music was so catchy that even Lily couldn't help but tap her feet to the beat. At that moment, Ethan saw a beggar boy who was sitting on the ground next to their bench. The girl started running, but she quickly slowed down and said that she couldn't run very fast. Ethan encouraged her to keep trying, and he promised her that he would help her become faster. For the next few weeks, Ethan spent time with the girl every day, and he helped her practice running and moving around. He taught her how to take deep breaths, how to stretch her muscles, and how to use her body to its fullest potential. As the days passed, the girl became faster and more confident. She was able to keep up with the other children during their games, and she was no longer left out. The girl was so happy that she could finally play with the other children, and she thanked Ethan for helping her. From that day on, Ethan made it his mission to help as many children as he could. He started a foundation that provided sports equipment and coaching to underprivileged children, and he also volunteered his time at local hospitals, cheering up sick kids by playing games with them and telling them stories. Ethan also came to believe that everyone had a purpose in life, and that even the smallest act of kindness could have a ripple effect on the world. He carried these lessons with him for the rest of his life, and he passed them on to his children and grandchildren. One day, many years after his encounter with the beggar boy, Ethan was sitting in his rocking chair reminiscing about his life when he heard a knock at the door. He opened the door and was surprised to see a grown-up version of the beggar boy standing in front of him. The beggar boy explained that he had come back to see Ethan because he wanted to thank him for the kindness he had shown him all those years ago. He said that Ethan had saved his life by giving him food and shelter, and that he had never forgotten what Ethan had done for him. The beggar boy went on to tell Ethan that he had used the money he had earned begging on the streets to start a charity that helped other homeless people. He said that he had also learned a valuable lesson about the importance of helping others from Ethan, and that he had carried that lesson with him throughout his life. Ethan was so proud of the man that the beggar boy had become, and he thanked the beggar boy for coming back to see him. They talked for hours, catching up on each other's lives and sharing stories. Before leaving, the beggar boy asked Ethan if he could call him by his real name, which was Kai. Ethan agreed, and they parted ways after promising to stay in touch. From that day on, Ethan and Kai became close friends, and they worked together to make a difference in the world. They traveled to different countries, helping people in need and spreading the message of kindness and compassion. Years passed, and Ethan and Kai's friendship continued to grow. They were like brothers, and they shared a bond that went beyond words. Together, they were able to make a positive impact on countless lives, and they were able to honor the memory of the beggar boy who had brought them together. As Ethan neared the end of his life, he knew that he had lived a fulfilling and meaningful life. He had accomplished many things, but he was most proud of the legacy of kindness and compassion that he had passed on to others. He had learned that true happiness came from helping others, and that even the smallest act of kindness could have a ripple effect on the world. When Ethan finally passed away, he was surrounded by his loved ones, and they all knew that he had died a happy man. As they gathered for his funeral, they shared stories of his life and the positive impact he had made on their lives. They remembered his sense of humor, his generosity, and his unwavering commitment to helping others. Among those who attended Ethan's funeral was Kai, who had traveled from a distant land to pay his respects to his friend. He stood solemnly at the grave, his head bowed in respect as they lowered the coffin into the ground. After the ceremony, he stayed behind to take one last look at the grave before saying goodbye. As the sun set over the horizon, casting long shadows over the cemetery, Kai turned to leave. But as he did, he noticed a single white feather floating down from the sky. He reached out to catch it, and as his fingers brushed against it, he felt a surge of warmth and peace. He knew that this was a sign from Ethan, letting him know that he was okay and that he should not grieve. With a heavy heart, but a newfound sense of peace, Kai continued on his journey, carrying with him the memory of his dear friend. As the night grew darker and the stars twinkled above, he reflected on the life they had shared and the impact Ethan had made on the world. He knew that Ethan's legacy of kindness and compassion would live on forever, and he was grateful to have been a part of that. So the moral of the story is true: miracles don't ask for payment. They just ask that we share them.